Hello, Eurovision lovers, and welcome back to Eurovision 365 hours. I'm calling it today Eurovision a Tree, a Shay, a Cúig. And I'm continuing on my little journey with chats with the Eurosong finalists. And I'm joined by none other than Brooke Scullion. Hello.
Thank you so much for having me on. How are you keeping?
Very good. Hey, thanks so much for asking. I'm delighted that you've agreed to chat to me. You must be so full of busy right now. It seems like you are.
I have never been busier, and I absolutely love being busy. I had a year of sitting around wondering, what am I going to do with my career? Is it going to happen? What's next, basically, for me? And I suppose nothing could have came at a better time. It all comes at once, like it always does, and I was prepared for it. Like this is what I've wanted to do for I don't know how long, and everything feels like it's fallen into place finally for me.
Oh, well, congratulations on making it as one of the 6 finalists of Eurosong. And it's not too far away now, is it? It's next Friday.
It's just over a week.
I know. What are you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I get moments of nervousness, but that's only because I need to practice more. Like not that everything's good, but I want everything to be perfect, and I'll be so disappointed in myself if I don't give it my best shot, because the routine's amazing, everything's amazing, the dancers are amazing. Like, we put so much effort into this, and I just want to do everybody proud. So the place where I'm at now is the routine's really, really good, and I know everything, but I can't give it my all without losing a bit of the quality of my vocals. So what I'm doing is my choreographer has literally put me on a Beyonce regime of training on the treadmill while singing. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm not loving it, but it is doing things for me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think I saw maybe on your Insta a few nights ago, it looked like you were trying to do like some kind of somersault thing. My feeling, I could be totally right. I'm not asking you to reveal your routine because you probably can't do that right now. But my feeling, I get a sense that we're going to get that almost Jedward like energy with you.
Right. Well, I actually started the gymnastics because I wanted to do a backflip on stage. That has been deemed impossible by the boy taking the class. He's like, You're not doing it. You're gonna kill yourself. So that's out of the equation. I want to bring energy like Jedward did, but I want my energy to be controlled. I want it to look spontaneous, but it to be everything to be completely clean, and everything to be, I feel like it's going to be very professional and look like a performance that could be performed anywhere, not just on the Eurovision stage. I feel like the effort that we put in, it's very commercial and very cool and very modern, and I feel like that's really what Ireland needs at this time. Like, this entry has to be something different, because like the public have the decision. So I suppose regardless of who gets through, we're going to have a really big backing this year, because I feel like whoever votes is going to feel a responsibility to follow the act and follow their progress and see what they're doing. So there'll be a lot more engagement this year, I think, from Ireland in general.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And it is good that, we have a national final again, since I haven't had one since 2015. So it's good that we have a national final. And I suppose for you, what was the appeal of Eurovision?
I've been watching it every year since I was a baby. Like, I didn't know what I was watching, but I remember watching, they were dressed up as wizards or monsters. I think it was monsters, and I think they were maybe from Norway, or was it Sweden? I can't remember.
Finland? Lordy, you thinking of
Finland? That's my first memory. I was terrified, but I absolutely loved it. I was. But from then it became an obsession, and we went to all the watch parties and didn't do, like, we weren't being holidays, and we'd sit in that night and watch the Eurovision, and everyone would get competitive. I'm for Azerbaijan, and my country, everyone would pick a country and you'd back that country, but with your, it's just it holds a really special place in my heart, I suppose. And to get the opportunity to represent my country, that's mental, that's massive, on the biggest stage, like the biggest competition stage that you could possibly get to. Just holds a whole lot of, you know, credibility and stuff like that.
And do you know what, Brooke? I love that you're saying that as a young performer, because I was speaking to one of our winners actually, Niamh Kavanagh, back in the summertime, and she would say, we were talking about, you know, Eurovision and Ireland and just the criticism that has been lauded at Eurovision, and particularly with RT, but I think that's unfounded really in some regards. But what I love as a young performer is that you're saying, like, I want to do this, it'd be so good to do, and I love it, and it's part of like me when I was growing up, and it's part of the family, and I just love that you are wanting to grab this with both hands.
Yeah, like, I'm not taking this as a joke. Like, this is serious. Like, I feel like this could set me up for my life as a career. I mean, I don't agree with the negative press that Ireland gets. It's not fair. But I'm not annoyed about it, because I feel like if they do decide if I do win this year, that I could really change the narrative. Like, you know, I feel like I have a great opportunity here to do something for Ireland. Like, they're getting bad press, but that doesn't have to be the narrative forever. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm in a good position.
Seems like there's maybe pressure on you. Is there? It feels like a wee bit of pressure to get this new sort of sound as you're describing for Ireland, or maybe I'm just picking it up wrong. What would you say to that?
The only pressure that's on me is the pressure that I'm putting on myself. Like, you know, like everyone's their own worst critic. I feel like I have a massive opportunity here. Like, there is no excuse for me not to do well on February the 4th. So I'm in control of this whole thing. Like, I'm in control of my own destiny. The only reason that I'll be annoyed is that if I don't put my whole heart into it, and that's not going to be the case. So I don't feel like, no matter what happens, I feel like everyone that I know is going to be really proud of me. And, you know, I'm proud of how far I've came in general anyway. And, you know, I really focused on writing a really good song. So I feel like people always focus on the act and getting to Eurovision. But, like, I mean, I have a good song here that I'm proud of. And I feel like, you know, regardless of that, I'm just gonna do my best. I'm not gonna be annoyed at myself, because the amount of effort we've put in already and the amount of effort that's still to go, it'll be perfect by the time, like, it'll be perfect regardless of what happens. I'll be really happy with it.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds so awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I making you excited?
You actually are. You seem excited. So
I'm excited.
Feeling you're excited. I'm feeling the energy from you. It's been described as a breakup song. Would that be fair to say? I
feel like it's like there's different stages of breakups, and I feel like this is definitely the end stage. Like, somebody who's going through a really tough time and crying isn't really going to want to listen to this. But it's what they will eventually get to. Like, it's the end goal. The thank you for being so awful that you've made this easy for me. That kind of way. That's where it's at. You know, that way.
Yeah.
But I wrote the song in a really weird time, like COVID, and it really gave me experience as a songwriter. And that's what I mean. Like, I'll focus on one thing at a time. I'll focus on the Late Late Show, give that everything that I have, and then hopefully, God willing, that will definitely take me through to the next stage. But apart from that, I've got 4 songs coming out this year in general, and I do have stuff to look forward to. I'm not gonna beat myself up too hard. I just really need to push it really. I'm pushing really, really badly. Like, I stopped the policeman the other day. I did. I panicked. You know, you're not meant to look at them, and then you end up looking at them, and then you don't want to be suspicious, so you say, "Look, will you vote for me for the February?"
I did not. That's the funniest thing ever. It does feel like there's a lot of positive reaction. Sorry. Coming towards you. What kind of things are you hearing?
You know what? Like, I have an inbox full of different messages from Eurovision fans and different countries, and they're all rooting for me, which is so really, really cool. Like, I never knew how, like, I obviously knew Eurovision was the biggest competition that you could ever, biggest stage, biggest audience, like millions watch it. But the support from other countries, like, that's not something that I expected. Like, that has started from, they leaked my song. They leaked it before it even came out.
Really? Oh, I didn't know
that. They leaked it.
Okay.
They literally were like, it came out in New Zealand before it came out anywhere else. What? And they found it. I know. Like, that we're talking, this is intense. Like, this is mental. Oh, and Draco is my hairless cat. Like, I'm allergic to everything with hair, so he's bald from
very well behaved. He's been very
He's so good. Yeah. No, I'm a massive Harry Potter fan. I'm wearing a Quidditch necklace at the minute.
Oh.
I know. I'm a nerd. I'm a cool
You're
nerd.
not. You're not. It's so cool. You get so much energy, Brooke, and I think it's class. So what will happen if you get to Torino? What would that be like for you?
I haven't even let that sink. Like, I haven't even let that thought come in, because obviously we don't automatically go into the final. We're not one of the big five.
No, in the second semi-final and second half of the semi-final.
Yeah, we're like group 6 or something.
Yeah. So we'll be Ireland.
I'm watching that. I'm watching all the information come through as it comes through from the Eurovision pages, and because I don't want to automatically think that. Like, there's no point thinking, yes, you can manifest that you get there, but to automatically think about Eurovision, that takes your mind off the immediate threat, which is the 4th of February. No point thinking about Eurovision and getting excited if I want to get distracted. No, I've got the late and Ryan Tuberty severely imprinted on my mind. I met him the other day. He was so lovely. Really funny too. Yeah, it was cool.
Because your whole gang of you were down in RT, weren't you? Was it Monday?
It was cool seeing everybody in person, and you know, you always get nervous in them things. It's like going to school for the day and doing icebreakers, but it was really, really lovely, and everyone's just so Irish that there's no rivalry. Like, everyone, we were doing like singing along and doing lots of harmonies and just like gigging basically. It was lovely. It was really, really cool.
It's a real nice togetherness, it seems like, you know, with all the contestants, which is good, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of sort of routines that you do before you go on stage? So
Ella Eyre told me to do 10 press-ups before I went out. I thought that was a bit drastic, so I didn't do that. But I definitely do my warm-ups. I get water. I get a warm drink, and I usually drink that because it calms me down a wee bit. But I would usually try not to think too much about the performance. I always think of the first line of the song, because you know, whenever you're nervous, like, that can be the first thing to go. So I focus on the first line of the song, and once I've got that, everything kind of falls into place, and then the song just flows naturally through your body, and everything happens the way it's meant to be. So focus on the first line, do my exercises, have a hot drink on hand. I look like a diva. Nobody told this for me when I go on stage. But yeah, no, I love live. I hear we have an audience. We have an audience of 200 people. Sure, they haven't had an audience. Like, I think this might be the first time they've had an audience, and then next week will be the first performance-y, like it's the first time in 2 years that they've had an audience.
Just one for a bit of crack, bit of fun. Let's do some scenarios, okay? Because I did this with John actually the other night. It was a bit of fun. So you know the way whenever the votes come in, right? And the camera is right up in your face, okay? Okay, oh, just like that, yes. So, so let's pretend you are 45 points ahead of your next competitor. What's your reaction? Camera's right on you, 45 points ahead.
I'd bite my bottom lip and I'd look and squeeze my eyes together. Yeah, that feels natural.
Now you're neck and neck with someone, competitor.
Right.
Now you have just been announced as the performer that will represent Ireland at Eurovision 2022.
Oh, that would be bad. Lift Ryan Tuberty off the floor and swing him right.
Draco doesn't look just as excited.
No, he's not.
Whatever.
He hates me sometimes and loves me sometimes.
Yeah? That's what
look, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go.
The hitting part.
That's why I love them.
Is there anything you would like to say to Eurovision fans or anyone in general? Because I'm going to share this out. So anything you want to say to anyone out there just before the Eurosong 2022 final?
I just want to thank everybody for the support that my song has gotten so far. It's been massive, like insane. I had no idea what I was getting myself into with you. The fans are unbelievable. It's really, really a magical experience for me to, connect with so many different countries and connect with so many people on a really, really intimate basis, because I wrote the song and it's the first song that I've released that I've actually wrote. And I just feel like the support's really, really driving me, and I don't want to obviously end this opportunity yet. And everybody I hope can get behind me and see that how passionate I am about the Eurovision and see the potential in me. So I just want to say thank you and beg for the votes. Please.
Thank you so much for joining me here at Eurovision 365. And I want to wish you the very best of luck. I'm going to Torino as well. So if you get across, we'll be able to meet up and chat and have a bit of crack.
I hope I get there.
I've never been closer.
Hope I get there. I hope I do.
But you know what? The very best of luck, Brooke. And thanks so much for chatting to us.
For having me, Patrick.
Thanks so much. Thank you.